Nothing involving flannel tuxedos. What? Hey, welcome to the Sunday Night hanging right here on Sunday. Unless you're watching on replay, then it's another day ending with, day. They never end with. It's always days. I don't understand it. But anyways, speaking of understanding, I got one up, one down. There we go. Welcome back to the channel. My good friend GearJunkie35, Jason, who is a purveyor of gear across the spectrum as far as vintages points.
I got new gear, old gear, crappy gear, junky gear, stuff that barely works, shit still
all
in the box. I got it all. We got wet pussy, stinky pussy.
Exactly. So yeah, my dad's 3 favorite words in life: new, old, stock.
Yes. Yeah. Love that.
Wow, we already got a bunch of people in here. I'm gonna see. Let's see. Do some roll call here. First in the chat, we've got our good friend Chris, aka Unfucking Believable. He asked, "What's the beverages that we're partaking?" I have an A&W root beer on the go.
Iced coffee. Back on the coffee.
There we go. All right.
I was off the coffee for a couple weeks, but shit happens.
I gave up coffee a couple years ago, but I increased my tea intake tenfold. So it's a lateral move, I'm just going to say, because Earl Coley is in here, along with Steve Reeser. Steve. Good Steve. Our good friend, brother Ed, in here, as well as Ryan from OU812 channel and affiliate stations. Excuse me. Our good in-house amp expert, Jim, is here. Our music and law, Ryan Hall, y'all. He's here.
What's up, Ryan?
What we got here? They're all telling you.
Oh, man. All the usual.
Rob, BC Rich 581 was on just like a week or two ago. And much like me, he did a Christmas unboxing February. Michael Krause is here. Let's see how long he can go before getting timed out. We've got CD Nelson 87 or Canadian Nelson or Canadian Nelson. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. 87. The 87. We have a bass.
Figure BC Rich 581 may appreciate this one.
Ooh.
The relatively rare Squire Vintage Modified Jocko. I'm not sure what the official model for it is, but it's the Jocko. Fretless, baby, fretless. I can't play it for shit, but it's fun.
But it looks pretty on the stand.
Yeah, exactly. Looks great gathering dust with the 5-string.
Intimidation, right? Oh shit, he's got a fretless. Ooh, yeah, all right, he means business. Eric Coombs is here. Who else we got here? Keith H. Hip Metal Works, who was last week's guest. Always great to see Hip. John Landino is here. Cool. Me. Oh, okay. Brother Trev, aka Symmetry's here. Matt McCullum Music, he's here. He's got all the edibles and probably already ate them all.
All the usual suspects are here.
Yep. Devil's Horns, Alien Head, Rob Blackmore Official.
Blue Mox.
Was Marsha Murray.
Keith H. Yeah, all the usual suspects are here. Good to see everybody.
See, I like that. See, Eric, definitely part of this community. Pre-roll, just because.
Wait, what kind of pre-roll are we talking here?
There's Bo. We got Blue Mox. Who else? Ooh, gin and tonic with a dash of bitters. Ooh, BC. Fancy. It's a dash of bitters. Dan Gorman's here. Steve Cassidy Guitar is here. Awesome.
Oh, what's up, buddy?
Who else?
Yeah, I know somebody that takes your courses.
Nice. And Blackjack Guitar. And Cushman NYC. Notice no Charles 75N in the chat. Huh?
It's not a show until the doctor shows up. Come on.
Yeah.
Where you at, Doc?
Right. He's probably on doctor's hours. That's why.
Oh, yeah, he's probably blown both rotator cuffs out, shoulder damage. I mean, that stuff's a bitch.
Yep.
There's a reason I have a guitar I haven't finished from 20 years ago. Yeah, we'll just say that's why. Not laziness.
No, not like that 12-string I showed off last week that I bought in 1992 to be restored. That's never even been restrung, let alone restored.
Very nice, very nice.
Literally with furry mold on the fretboard. Perfect.
Ooh.
Yeah. That's how you know she's extra special. Cool Tunes Made Easy's here. Eric's just a purple lemonade infused. All right. I don't know if that's the drink that's infused or the strain is called purple lemonade.
Purple lemonade. I got one of the strains I got out in the garage. Purple something or other. Keep wanting to say purple rain, but that's not right.
That did have fret lines in it, Rob. It's usually a walnut inlay they use on rosewood fret.
Adds 2% more tone.
Steve Cassidy Guitar says, moi, I don't have any courses, but maybe I should make some.
Oh, you know what? I'm thinking of Steve Stein. Sorry.
Well, they're all the Steves that we know. Steve Cassidy's taller, though, I'm sure.
Steve from Boston.
Steve from Boston.
Pixies, I still think
Steve
of him.
Steve.
Who else has been watching Steve from Boston for so long? They say him. They're like, hey, it's Pixie Licks.
Right?
Yeah, it's going back some years there.
Right. I remember when he had no gray hair and no beard. He was clean shaven.
Yeah, when Tone King was still doing VHS, like camcorder shit, like literally VHS tapes. Like, oh my god, I remember watching him like bazillion freaking years ago, like 15 years ago.
Why am I seeing tracking issues on a YouTube video? What?
I actually just fell down the old vintage analog tape rabbit hole myself. I got a Sony High 8 and an old Panasonic like this big, like
nice.
Sits on the shoulder style, takes full size VHS. Like,
right.
This is so antiquated. I love it. Mm-hmm. There's just something about the older tech. Sometimes it just, maybe it's the tactile experience. Not everything was, automatic. There wasn't just, you just turn it on, push a button, and it looks great. No,
right.
You had to A, have some working knowledge, B, finesse, know what you were doing, and to get that right image out of it. But once you did, though, it looked great. It's probably why I like the vintage camera lenses so much. I've got like 350, probably as many of those as I have pedals, which is borderline hoarder. Almost hoarder mentality. But sometimes there is a difference between a 55 millimeter f1.8 and a 1.4. Take it up to, you get the goofy 58 mil 1. Or the 2.2s. It's like, what the hell? It's the same thing, just different aperture blades. They just let in different amounts of light. It's like a Strat. It costs $40 to make a Strat. It costs $90 to make a good one.
Yep.
You mean it's pennies on the dollar? Yeah.
Ooh, Michael Krause, of course, has to throw it out there. He goes, I may have you beat. I have a Fisher Price Pixel Cam. Remember those? Recorded video to an audio cassette.
Wow. I vaguely remember those. I don't think I've ever seen one working, but I think I remember the commercials.
Wow. That's pretty cool. I'm not going to lie. That's actually pretty cool. What they have in that kind of analog world is I inherited my father's old reel-to-reel Sony unit that he bought. I think he said it was like $300 or $400 in the early 70s. Ooh. And I went up, it was 2 summers ago, I went up to my godfather's house to pick it up, as well as the old reel-to-reel tapes. And at that time, he gave me 2 unused reels of tape. So I have 2 reels of tape that I can use at some point, which I figure when I do a nice digital DAW and then you bounce it to analog and then bounce it back. So that's exactly what those tapes are there to be used for.
Yep.
Bouncing tracks onto and then back off of in stereo.
There's something, I mean, plugins can kind of get you close. It's not the same though. It just isn't the same.
Nope. It's like a tube amplifier. There's a certain warmth and a certain dynamics. That's what you lose dynamics with the digital stuff.
Yeah. I would say in the last 3 to 5 years, though, the tactile, like the Dynatouch Fender series, like that was the first solid state amp series for me that really went, this actually has an algorithm that understands dynamics and adjusts, its gain input accordingly. Since then, there's been, to my ears anyway, a lot more advances in feedback. It's not just the original line 6 pod where it was like, that's just what every note sounded like was,
yeah. Which is great if you play gent or something like that.
Yeah. But
tuned an octave and a half below normal. And
Pods add
Bo says he still has
tone.
8mm video recording equipment. Of course you do, Bo. It's for making those home movies.
No comment. No comment.
Ryan still has his 4-track Ross cassette recorder.
Wow. Oh, remember Ross?
Yeah.
Josh Scott was doing some real self-deprecating jokes over the last week or so because of the way the Ross stuff.
I don't understand why the Ross reissue wasn't more successful. I know, because they were shit. Nobody wanted them.
They were $200. I mean, I get the nostalgia factor. I mean, believe me, I'm an 80s kid. Yeah. I met Slash somewhere in the very, very early part of the Use Your Illusion tour. Here's his autograph.
Nice.
I'm very much into the nostalgia. I look at this every single day to remember that even back then at the height, I mean, they were, Guns N' Roses was walking on water. I mean, they were all, one of the, the disciples walking with Jesus. And he was so quiet, down to earth, laid back, no bullshit, no pretense. He was just a human having a conversation with some kids about music and wishing them well. Let me sign an autograph for you. I was just that, that's the kind of thing that instills value in nostalgia. And unfortunately, I think there were other brands that would have been far more suited to a reboot like the Ross brand. Great idea, great effort. I mean, who in the hell else, in the pedal community besides a handful of dudes,
Well, you got to be that in-between size company, right? Not so big you're just totally the corporate guys could do it easy enough, but it takes someone of a JHS or a Keeley level that has an infrastructure, employee base, type thing
to be able to scale it up. I mean, to be able to get the R&D done, and then once it's this actually sounds good.
You know what? He could have just done the Ross phaser and called it a day, and we would have all been happy because.
Phaser and the fuzz, and maybe like for $50 more, a 2-in-1.
That fuzz was just the overdrive circuit of the custom amp that nobody ever used because it was one of the worst fuzz circuits known to man.
Oh,
he's like, you know what? We need to put this into a pedal form. I was like, no, we don't, Josh. No, we don't.
There we go. Let's try a different camera. So I think that one just poopied out on me.
That's fine.
Yeah, this particular version of Magic Lantern on the 5D2 does not allow me to do the 30-minute bypass, unfortunately.
And we got Greasy Monkey guitars in here. Yeah, $200 for Ross pedals. I'm like, I don't know. Lawrence was selling his pedals for about the same price just a couple of years ago, and I think I would go with the LPD. Just saying. What's up, Sir William of Bologna III? Yeah, Josh's love of Ross blinded him. Yes.
I was really surprised that there we go. Okay, it is working. Maybe not. I don't know. I was surprised that he didn't try to do the Digitech thing. I mean, I'm ecstatic that Cortec picked up the brand, and they've got the infrastructure to totally be able to bring DoD and Digitech back to what it was, and then some.
Yep.
I would have been a lot more.
I'm just happy it wasn't Behringer that bought them. As long as Behringer doesn't buy them, I'm happy.
Well, guaranteed they are going to guarantee they're going to copy whatever comes out, because you see the stuff they have the Univibe clone.
They're not even trying anymore. Like, we're just going to use the same housing, same font. I'm like, really? And then I see all these people going gaga over this stuff in the face space groups, and I'm like, really? Just go buy a real one. It's like,
Well, sometimes it makes sense to buy the $30, $40, $50 version versus the.
Josh says he tried to do the DoD. Did he now? Zach Thong in the house.
Wow. Kind of surprised he wasn't able to pull that off. I mean, he's one of the few people that has the pull in the industry, the infrastructure, the publicity. I mean, for God's sakes, all he would have had to do is just go, guys, I bought DoD and Digitech. The world would have lost their fucking minds. I mean, dudes around the world would have shit their pants. Oh God! Oh, Josh, my DOD! Oh,
What's up, Eddie Van Haskell?
Oh, for the love of God, what is going on? I think I'm gonna have to stick to one camera here. This is getting out of hand.
We got cousin Doug in the house here, and approximately an hour and 11 minutes, you should hear a honking sound as he drives by on the highway.
Right.
I figured you were watching the Super Bowl, Ferd. You and Paul McNary. I figured both of you were going to be absentees tonight.
Okay, definitely going back to one camera. Okay.
Okay. Well, we try with fanciness and the digitals, folks, but this is what happens.
Yes. Oh my God.
You're like, can I get one to work?
Can we just one? Come on. All right, so I'm on HDMI 2, which should be the T3i with the Roken on 85. 5, 4, 3, 2, accounting for laps. 1. No.
Oh, there we are.
I can't see anything because of the lag. I don't even know if I'm on.
Superb owl. Spaces matter.
There. Okay. Then I think having a StreamYard set to 1080 instead of like 480 or 720 is definitely having an impact on the lag.
It could be. I pay for the 1080. I use the 1080. Plus, and after years of having no bandwidth, that I can actually broadcast at 1080. I'll be damned if I'm going to use all my bandwidth to do it.
Oh, you got the fiber laid finally.
No, I don't have fiber. I'm now on a cellular connection, which is still 10 times the bandwidth I had prior, which was basically DSL from the 90s. So.
Yeah, which sucks balls. Yeah.
So we got about a 70 down and 10 up.
That's not too horrible.
I would have dropped StreamYard 2, Ryan, except they auto-billed me, so I'm using it for another year. Dude, lifestyle choices.
There's an OBS alternative called something. Lifestyle choices. I can't remember it at the moment. It's super fast, a lot less resource intensive.
Mm-hmm. But can you have guests? That's the key.
Ooh, good point.
That was the limitation of OBS originally.
Gotcha.
All the cameras, none of the guests.
Good Lord, the lag. I don't know where I
am. He goes, oops, forgot the thumbs up. Yeah, hit the like, folks, if you haven't already. It helps a fellow out.
There we go. If
you want us on the YouTube channel, we're open to super chats, or the virtual tip jar is open.
I'm turning
going over to Long McQuaid tomorrow to hopefully pay down as much as possible the gear I owe at the end of the month, which I'm not sure where we're at on that. I have to check my bank account, which I don't know at the moment. Since a fellow may or may not have hit the res on Friday. Just saying.
Yeah, drove down to the Illinois. Go see my buddy a couple weeks ago.
We tried something new. These are new on the market, folks. I was like, what's the difference between a hash extract and a weed extract? And the guy just said, it's different. I said, different in a good way. And he went, oh, yeah. So I said, sold. And so we tried them out Friday night. And it was interesting. It was a ride, to say the least. And so maybe next weekend we'll do an edible adventure, folks. We can do that. We have the technology, possibly.
I don't know what it is, but only cookies really, for some reason, maybe it's the sugar boost. Like any kind of edible, the ones that are 50 milligrams each, I'm going to eat like 3 or 4 of them. I don't know what it is.
Well, these are 100 each, and the other ones I have are 250 each. They're they always come in 10 packs. I was like, really? Because 2,500 milligrams in a bag? BC's back, apparently. Easy there, Doug. Easy. Couch lock? No, more like epic munchies on the hour. Every hour. Trying to fall asleep and just kept eating and eating. Of course, I ate 2 of them, because the first one felt so good. I'm like, well, let's see what happens with 2. That was a mistake. I was awake for another 3 or 4 hours, did not smoke anything after that. Just enjoyed the ride. or was riding it out. One or the other. I'm not sure. But yeah, quite good. 1,000 milligrams for $30. I was like, sold.
Yeah, it's not a bad deal.
Nope. Though they do have the brownies there, which I forgot about, which are $10 each, or was it 5 for 40, which are 300 milligrams in a brownie. But they're a big brownie. That was a good brownie. It was one of the best brownies I ever had, period. Couldn't taste the extract in it at all. Just tastes like a regular brownie. I'm like, oh, that could be dangerous.
Especially at 300 milligrams each. Usually it's by the time you get into that, it's like, oh God, there's the oil. It just
I just cut it into quarters. Well, that was the interesting thing with the hash too, because it's like you don't get the oil taste. Also, you're like, I feel like it just smokes hash. Like it just had the hash aftertaste. Like, wow, this is. I'm like, yeah, tasty.
God, I haven't seen real hash in 20 years. Where have all the good drugs gone?
To the res.
I mean, legal substances, of course, tobacco purposes only.
Yeah,
because Wisconsin's a stupid state. Yep, tobacco only. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. I am a Willie fan for a multiple. Oh, he plays guitar. What? Yeah. No, I like Willie. Always have. But I feel I'm a fan because my father did a great Willie Nelson impersonation. So.
I grew up in the part of the South where your average diner had that little jukebox where you got 3 songs for a quarter.
Yep.
And it was Hank Jr. or Willie. Those were pretty much your choices. So yeah, I got good memories of Mr. Nelson there.
Nice. Here's right back there. Right there is a Baldwin Professional 212 solid state amp, same model that Willie plays through.
Baldwin, it's Gibson offshoot, isn't it?
Yes, originally Baldwin organs, because it was designed to sit under the organ type thing, facing out, and then you could reach under and adjust. Billy says, just saw a picture of Willie when Trigger was brand new. Wow.
Holy shit. Were either recognizable? I mean, either of them could no, they can't possibly be the same person or guitar.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that thing's had holes in it since it's literally my entire life. It's been beat to shit. And, like when I was a kid, I'm like, man, he's got a beat up old guitar. That was 50 fucking years ago.
Doodles all over it.
Can you imagine?
Nothing like signing the top of a spruce top with a ballpoint pen.
No, that's not going to damage the wood at all. Nope.
No, that's not going to basically be a reverse embossing right there.
Yep. Engraved.
Yeah. Which is fine.
Sometimes certain items like that become bigger than themselves over the years. It's the myth of the old beat up guitar that everybody's played, everybody's seen. It's been on every album, every stage, every continent, every city, town, state, country. It's seen more of the world than fucking anybody. It's like, that's one of those things where it is imbued with the DNA and sweat and finger goo of countless talent. It's one of those things. It's like, you can't put a price on that. It's an old beat to shit, barely held together guitar.
Yep. And it sounds amazing. Why? Because that wood has been resonated with for vibrations for so long.
Yep.
All those wood fibers are all loving it.
Nice and separated.
Yep.
Side rant.
Eric says we played Freddie Fender on the jukebox every day in our high school cafeteria just to irritate the jocks. Eric? My kind of guy.
Yeah, if they would have had stuff like that at my high school, I would have been like, what's the longest Metallica song on here? Okay. Play that 3 times.
I would be the guy that would play like Surfing Bird or just a real complete earworm. So good luck with that for afternoon periods. But Surfing Bird stuck in your head the rest of the day. Because you don't have the opportunity to listen to music till you get home.
Yeah. Once it worms in there, it's in there.
Yep.
Yeah, for me, that was the only band that's done that over the last 10, 15 years has been Volbeat. I've somehow just came across them like 3 months ago. Why? Why, community? Why didn't you tell me? They're so good.
I forgot about them.
It's
My
three-
old bass player used to listen to them. Yeah. That's how I find
weird.
out any modern metal at the time. Like, I played metal. I didn't listen to metal. Which I never understood when I was a kid. Like, I watch an interview with Def Leppard and Phil Collins. Like, yeah, I listen to classical most of the time. I don't actually listen to rock music. And I'm like, what the fuck? How can you be in a rock band and not listen to the music that you play? And then I joined a band where I did not listen to any of the music that I played. What's up, Mark Taft in the house? Speaking of being around for all that, witnessing my faithful roadie for years. Marcel LeBlanc. Forgot. Don't pronounce the C. It's a silent C.
Yeah, I saw StewMac has their acoustic nut files, $30 off, only $70.
So they're 30% off. So they're an affordable, with comparable price, marketable price.
I swear to God, I'd love to just buy one of those, scan it. Okay, China, here's the file.
Right?
Change it just enough, please. Just enough. Change the shape just enough.
StewMac does make that fret rocker that also has the crowning file built in.
Yeah.
That I need in my life. I was like, damn,
rave about that.
Brilliant.
I still have yet to find a halfway decent budget, fret rounder, corner profiler. It's like, I don't know if I've watched the videos and done it along to it, and I'm like, and the videos are all like, okay, just 3 little passes, and I'm like, I do that, I can't, nothing, half the fret's gone. It's like it's nothing or everything. It's like, what the hell? Yeah. Maybe I don't have the finesse, or it's just not the right one. I don't know. Maybe there is one of those things where you spend $80 on the right tool, even if it is just a piece of steel with diamond grit dust on it. But why is that $80?
Steel to begin with, it's a true steel and not just it's pot metal with some sand spray painted silver on it.
Yeah, it's actual high carbon or stainless, or it's the good shit. It's quality. Sometimes you got to pay for quality.
He's actually played all the music in his high school cafeteria. There you go.
Nice.
We didn't actually have music in our cafeteria unless someone brought music into the cafeteria, and that didn't work out well because there was the farm boys that liked their country, and then there was us that did not like the country. Actually, that was one of the things on my way out the door. I noticed country was finally starting to take a foothold in school, and it was Garth Brooks that was doing it. And I'm like, I am so glad I'm leaving this place. Like, nope.
I don't mind some country. It's got to be real country, though. Not this top 40 shit.
Not overproduced.
God. Throw up in my mouth. Like,
yeah.
There's no drums.
Stuff. Well, the modern stuff is clearly produced by 4 different guys because it sounds like 4 different bands on repeat. You're like, oh, it's that guy. Yep. That sounds like the one I heard 3 songs ago. Right down to the over compressed fiddle overdub.
Yeah.
That's clearly punched in.
Yeah, they hire somebody to come in and lay down the tracks for the good stuff, and it's like, okay. Basically, they hire Tim Pierce to put the gloss on it, put the lipstick on the pig. That's
local really band, local country band. I guess except the drummer wasn't local, and that's why it was the drummer was signed, I believe, from another band or something. So they got signed to Sony Canada as this new country act, and the song throughout it, in over top of the band, but behind the lyrics was this very basic, just banjo finger picking, and they're getting ready to go out on tour, and then they're advertising everywhere, looking for a banjo player because there's not one guy in the band that can play a fucking banjo.
Of course not.
So what did they do? They hired a pro guitar player who just used a banjo guitar and played it, and nobody could tell the difference.
I've had an opportunity to play one banjo guitar. Fun, highly recommended. 10 out of 10.
So much fun because you can do open G, which is essentially a banjo tuning, and get that on, or just tune it straight E standard and play all your favorite rock hits on a banjo.
like rockabilly. It's like, what the fuck? Spoon Man shouldn't sound like this.
I'm playing bluegrass Def Leppard. Here we go. And yeah, you haven't heard Hysteria till you played on a Banjo guitar. Just saying.
Wet, dry, wet.
Now I want a Banjo guitar.
Yeah, I saw
that's all I ever play on banjos, Michael Krause. Is every time I pick up a banjo, I just play Rolling Stones riffs. Can't help it.
Keith's only played 3 riffs for 50 fucking years. Come on, he just changes tunings.
Once in a while, he'll just move the key.
The capo, yeah. Or he'll put
and it'll do it in a complementary key, so Mick can still sing in the same key, and it works.
They were
Bo was asking if you have any Rocktron products in there.
I do not. Actually, I have one item. It's a Rocktron like headphone splitter amplifier thing.
Okay.
It's almost useless. I did come across the Rocktron about 6 or 7 years ago, and exact same thing. Couldn't wait to get it home. Plugged it in. 3 minutes later, I was done. I'm like, yep, it's that 2 cents. Okay. Yep. And that's, wow. So you don't need a Les Paul. You don't need a Marsh. Disillusioned. Highly disillusioned. Yep. Put it back in the box. So, like Craigslist. I'm like, took pictures, posted up for sale, tested, works fine. Rare, out of production.
Beastie says, I don't even know what a banjo guitar is. Well, it's the neck of a guitar on the body of a banjo.
It's just as ridiculous as it sounds.
And yes, this is sage advice. As soon as I see a country band and there's a PRS and no tellies, I'm out. Yeah,
because you know they're a rock band. They're a rock band. Yeah. I don't. My girlfriend listens to early 2000s hip hop top 40. Usher, 50 Cent.
That says my eyes are dry, my feet are tingling. That's how you know it's working.
Oh, Hawkwind! Wow. Yeah, pre-Motorhead for sure.
Hawkwind, Manfred. Not so much country, more of psychedelic rock, I would say. And I go just based on their blatant use of phasers and flangers. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I too blatantly use those effects over the years. Do I want to tame it and put it pre-gain? No, let's put all the modulation post-gain, so it's going to wash at stage volume across the crowd. Perfect.
It's like, ew. Yeah, I was not a fan of that.
Then we realized, what's better than a guitar player kicking on a phaser at stage volume? Both guitar players kicking on phasers. And then, then you have the biggest wash ever. It was awesome.
It's panning right to left and left to right.
Loves the beards and banjos indie bands. Nice. Well, you should probably like that Foggy Mountain Spaceship, since they have beards and, play banjos. And Michael Krause wants to hear a banjo through a ring mod.
Why? Nobody wants to hear a banjo through a ring mod.
Nobody. No,
trust me. No. I just picked up the Line 6 MM4, the blue one. It's got the phaser, and it's got a ring mod built in. It's got 2 knobs to tweak it, and it's like,
welcome to our world, Rob. He went deep. He looked up the banjo guitar, and now we know he's going to have one soon enough.
They show up on Amazon for like $90 every once in a while, but they're probably musical instrument shaped objects.
Yeah, that's probably going to fold in half in about 3.5 years.
Yeah.
Octave pedal on a banjo would be cool. I've heard phaser on a banjo. I really enjoyed that. Of course, I like phaser on anything.
Huh. Yeah, I could see that.
Delays. The band I keep referencing, Froggy Mountain Spaceship, they're a trio out of Denver that play all banjos. The guy's got a bass banjo, and then another guy's got a banjo that he puts through a whole pedal board. And then the drummer kind of has a progressive weirdness percussion banjo, for lack of a better term. And They came up on my feed because it's like banjo players covering the police walking on the moon. I'm like, yes, all right, I need to hear this. And so I rolled up a handheld forest fire, hit play, and did not regret it, and have been a huge fan ever since. They do a variety of covers and originals. Their videos are amazingly trippy. Like you can tell they're big in the mushroom crowd in Denver.
Nice.
So,
sounds like it's kind of like the Pick-a-Non series. It's like Metallica does bluegrass. What? No. Nobody needs to hear Enter Sandman with banjos.
Yep. These guys would do it probably. What's up, Patrick Traits?
I'm all for taking like a well-known harmony melody, something that everybody knows and recognizes, and just invert it, twist it on its side, and make it sound like this is what this sounds like in another universe when it was written somewhere else.
Yep.
It's like the drama happens around the notes. It isn't always about the notes. It's the ambience and the swells and the feedback and the whooshes and the swooshes. It's sometimes that shit is what pulls you in. It's
we would do that. Yeah, definitely
colors on a brush.
Songs. It's like, do we really want to learn the original version? Let's learn 85% of it, and we'll call it our own and just own it. And then we like mashing up, lyrics of one song with music from another. And then you look at the crowd; they're looking at us like, I know the song and I know these lyrics, but also, I see what you did. Yeah, the dawning when you get into the chorus or something like.
And Ebarsh, definitely recommend.
He says, I do like the idea of a baritone guitar. That would be fun to try.
They are so much fun.
They're fun to try. Talk to Matt. He's got about 14 of them.
Nice.
Not my thing. I tried.
I'm still on the hunt.
For a while.
I've played several. The one that I'm still like, the one that got away was in '99 and 2000, the Stagemaster Deluxe Neck Through series. Oh, yeah, they made a baritone, 27-inch reverse headstock, neck through, double humbucker. It was just a belch machine. There were no settings other than blah. It's just
sort of like an MXR Blue Box.
Kinda, yeah. Yeah, except no glitching. Without the glitching.
Which was hilarious. You're like, we know Paige used it for the solo of Fool in the Rain, but that's the only usable thing it's for, apparently.
Didn't I almost want to say there's it's a Jane's Addiction song. I don't know, I could be wrong. He used a bunch of funky effects.
The only pedal I know that's supposed to be like an octave fuzz. You can hit one note and it'll still track around like it's looking for that one note. You're like, I didn't play more than what are you doing?
Yeah, it's a pretty basic circuit.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. Electricity has always fascinated me since I was a kid. I saw something like an alarm clock or something broken open. And I saw a circuit board and I'm like, that's what makes shit work.
Right.
What? It's
like, what's all that?
These little components, you just change the values of this, that, and the other. And it's like, it's just crazy. To me, it's absolutely bonkers.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I know. Especially when you start thinking with the amount of things in life that have circuit boards and they're all the same kind of components on the circuit board, just arranged in different ways. Yeah. And it can be your television. It can be your favorite effects pedal. It can be your stereo. You're like, what?
Yeah. Yeah. It's like they make, like the JHS 3 series, that overdrive, the fuzz, the distortion, same circuit board. They just different IC chips and different, different tone shaping.
Mm-hmm.
It's like smart. That's smart. It's all the same basic stuff. It's like all the stuff they like he put into like the pack rat and the muffaletta. It's like, Jesus, that was really smart. Can't even imagine how frustrating that should have to be to get all those damn circuits and the relays and everything to switch every little component out perfectly. Right. Oh, brilliant.
Without lag or anything. And
yeah, real time. And it's analog circuit. It's like, that's not digital. Wow. Nice.
Yep.
I would love to speak to somebody over at Moore or Joyo, same couple. Couple owns both of those companies. Yeah. I would love to talk to them about starting a pedal company. Kind of like, it's like, there's 100 different overdrives. There's only 3 kinds. All right. Well, you like red, blue, or green. Doesn't matter. Call it what you want. Tube Screamer, SD1, or DS1. You know, it's all the same circuit. It's just like, so I would love to be able to have a guitarist be able to order up one and be like, okay, I want the DS1
What's up, Ronnie?
preamp on Big Muff gain stack, but I want the Tube Screamer tone shaping. Okay.
We're getting a bit of that with the Keeley stuff, right? With this little trickety, like 2-in-1s. Like I've got the Tube Screamer and ODR1 all in one. Although I don't even know those switches work, to tell you, Jason, because it comes defaulted down for ODR1, and I'm like, all right, good. And then I'm like, I don't even like Tube Screamers. I just got it for the ODR1 side.
Tube Screamer. It's looking at like 10 of them. I mean, like 3 Tube Screamers and at least 10 variants and clones. Yeah. And it's like, it's a box of fucking mid-range, but it's like, that's the tone quest. It's like, what's the difference? Oh, how about, like, how little is the difference? It's so tiny. Guitarists are, we spend so much money on
and for me, it was when they released that pedal. Of course, there's like 14,000 demos that come out of the pedal all at 9 a.m. or whatever.
9,
and
10, 11, 12.
I think it was the actual Keeley channel that put one out with Bukovac there, and it was just B-roll at the start of the demo before they even introduced it. It's just B-roll at the start. Bukovac's noodling, and he's like, "That one's mine, right?" And Robert's kneeling in front of the pedal goes, "No, that one's mine." I went, "Sold." Like that, it was just that B-roll right there. I'm like, that little clip. And like, if it confused him, who is notoriously hard on pedals, like,
yep.
All right. And that's when I called up my buddy Rob over at Tesi Switch. Use coupon code Canucks, folks. Save 15% on your Keeley product or MXR, because he's got MXRs now too.
Except for the Metal Muff Mini. Friends don't let friends play the Metal Muff Mini.
No.
Full size, not so bad. A little more tone shaping ability, but the Nano, the Nano is like shit in your mouth. There's nothing good there. Don't do it.
Nope.
Let me plug
for the same way about metals, in many ways, Just don't. Just don't.
All I think is Creep Radiohead.
I was just saying, when I finally sold my Metal Zone, I sold it to brother Trev, and he goes, "Oh, I'll buy it for you." I went, "Are you sure?" Yeah, I'm like, really? All right, because I don't want this to hurt our friendship, like,
which one you're getting into, right? Yeah, that's okay. I bought pedals that I had. It's like, it's probably gonna sound like shit, but I just want to know. The morbid curiosity.
I'm not a fuzz guy, as you know. I just don't bond with the fuzz. And then there was that time. Lawrence Petros screwed up my delivery and Brad Miller's delivery and sent each other the wrong pedal. So I was expecting a reverb, and I got Brad's fuzz instead.
Brotherhood of the traveling pedals.
And I went, "Oh, okay." And Lawrence was like, "Well, you might as well, try it out. Just give me some feedback," because I do beta tests for them. I'm like, "All right." And and I look, because it's the fuzz face style or whatever. Fuzz face? Yeah, the Soleil. And so I'm like, all right, grab a Strat, neck pickup, volume pot on 8, put in the fuzz. I'm like, I hit like 2 chords. I went, all right, Lawrence, what do you want for it? Damn it. Because that's the thing.
Yeah, some pedals are just immediately you're like, oh, damn. Okay, I need that.
I like that. I like the preface. Marcel says, "What's your opinion of digital amps when they're used as practice amps?" See, I can understand having, like, the guy would have the little Line 6 Spider backstage for warming up before going out on stage. I get that, because it's easy on the roadies. They're not carting around a heavier amp just for the sake of you, just to make noise to plug into. I'm not really a fan of them myself. Yeah, let's see. There's one right there. I've owned one of them. I've owned multiple of those. The Vipers, which the original Vipers are the best. The VIPs are way worse.
Yeah, that one had the 50 watt, had the full size speaker, the full size magnet, the USB. I had one 1,000,000 years ago.
Yep.
They're good for
although my stage amps and my practice amps are the same amps, so
well, that's just. I mean, that's a toy. I mean, there's really no usable.
Yeah.
Unless you're doing chugga chuggas.
It's good to give you an idea. Like, what does a flanger sound like? Okay,
right.
Turn it on. Gives you an idea.
I mean, the delay and reverb and the phaser, kind of like most digital effects, it's hard to fuck up delay, reverb, phaser, chorus. Once you get into extreme wacky stuff, it's like, ew, no, that's 1994 Digitech. No. Once you strip that stuff back a little bit, it was good. And I love Digitech. I've got like 5 or 6 of their rack units, but you just got to dial it back a little bit.
Manfred's been digging the dirty tone out of a Radio Shack vocal PA head where the mic gain was up and the master volume up. Yeah. Yeah, well, it's just an overdrive pedal is just a preamp circuit that you're cranking up to overdrive your line level circuit, basically. Yeah, like
Thank you, Lawrence. Thank you, Lawrence. Just in case anybody in the community out there does not know about this pedal, shame on you. It's the best Marshall in a box. I think, in my opinion, you can buy for roughly $100 used or $150 ish new when it's on sale. Killer fucking pedal.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. And this one after it for a little bit of tone shaping too. What the fuck?
Yeah.
It's like you were right. You were right. A couple of years ago when I got this, you were like, it's put it at the end. It makes everything sound better pedal. It's like, fuck, it is. It really is.
If you drop the level to unity, basically, it's like the EP booster at the end of your chain.
Yeah, it's like a nice little sparkle. It's color. Like, ooh, I didn't know I was missing that.
Or at the end, I'll use it as a lead boost, because it's got a shit ton of headroom. So whatever you want, just make everything louder, you can do that. Or it does work fun goosing other pedals as well. If you want to add a gain stage, it's like you have the 87, you got your red, your green, or that's like orange when it hits the red channel even harder. Because it'll turn into a fuzz when you hit the red channel. Because the red channel is like, I can't do this much gain, so I'm just going to start making it.
No, I don't want to.
What's up, Wayne McConnell and D. White Bailey in the house?
Hey man, what's up, buddy?
And Bonkers. Nice.
Yeah, I'm not a real big Jackson fan anymore, but Dwight's Jackson bass, god damn it, that thing's hot. I want that thing.
Right?
Oh, it's like it's retro style. It's got the shark fin inlays, and it kind of looks a little slightly Rickish, a little Fenderish. It's like it's a travesty. It's gorgeous. I love it.
Yeah. That was like, it just screams late 80s, where it's like Jackson making their version of a Rickenbacker. What? Why? But then you play it, you're like, oh, that's why. Yeah,
I've never really played anything like under $300. Jackson's kind of hit and miss. Over $300, it's like I've never picked one up and went, "Ooh, this needs work." It's like, shit. Okay, the stock pickups are kind of but they always played good. Always played good.
And a lot of times now, a lot of the Jacksons and Charvels are coming with Seymour Duncan pickups. Not even a Duncan design; they'll just put Seymour Duncans in them.
That's a whole. All right. Yeah, the whole pickup thing is.
Oh, we threw a 59 in the neck and a JB in the bridge. Okay, perfect. There's your super strat.
Yeah, well, shit, you can go on Reverb and get that set for $70. Bought a guitar, ripped the pickups out, put my AMGs in. It's like, ew, no.
Thank you. On behalf of passive pickup players, thank you. Appreciate that. EMG thanks you, and we thank you. And then EMG gets into the passive pickup market. I'm like, what the fuck, EMG? What the fuck?
I've played some of their. I've ended up with some real. I've probably owned about 200 guitars over the last 30 years, and a lot of them came with EMG selects. Most of them were shit. Every once in a while, though, it was like, oh, it's It sounds good. It's a Select. What happened? Was it a bad day in the factory? Somebody put real EMGs in this thing?
Right.
I mean, it's like it actually sounded good. They always had like a mid hump around 4K. It was like Hank. Every note just kind of sounded like that, even on clean when you were going for like super finger picky. Anyway, I digress. Yeah, pickups are. It's like Phil says, and Dylan from Dylan Talks Tone. He's like, it's like making bread. There's only a couple ingredients: wire, bobbin, magnet.
I have a very high cat trying to break into a room downstairs.
Nice.
And yes, you heard that right. She gets a bribe before the shows now, as well as a dose of her magic stars. What's up, John Shane? I gotta deal with that.
What's up?
Stop, Klein. What are you doing?
I've got a set of P90 pickups from a company called Vintage Vibe Pickups. They made them so you could swap out the main magnets. I don't even know if they're in business anymore, but I've got a set of P90, like humbucker size, like direct replacements that I'm going to put into, I got an Agile 2300 or something, like they're mid-tier, nicer looking Les Paul. I'm going to pull out the Alnicos that are in there because they're just syrupy and there's no high end. It's all just muddy lows, which, I guess if you're into that thing, but it's, I like full range tone. I like, the other half of the tone spectrum. I like it to go past 800K.
Yeah, I'd rather be a little too bright than a little too dark these days.
Yeah, I can always roll back, roll the volume down, roll the tone down. But yeah, I'm gonna go Neil Young and put some fat overwound P90s in a Les Paul, because I've been needing that in my life too.
I hear you on that. I did play a Tobacco Burst P90 Les Paul a couple of years ago, and I know where it is because the guy in Nova Scotia who bought it watched my demo, went sold, and he's like, the thing sounds as good. I'm like, I know, I'm aware. I really wanted that guitar myself.
Plus P90 is one thing I like about them is
USA, really? Wow,
they're noise machines. Put more than like a third of the gain up. It's like, whoo, they want to talk back. It's like you've got to fight the notes to be quiet and just play what you want it to play. Otherwise, it's like, wah, thank you.
Like, Nelson asks, any thoughts on Aurora tone pickups? I recently won a guitar with them and was pretty impressed. I'm not aware of Aurora tone myself.
Yeah, never heard those.
What they're kind of based on or angling after.
Whoa, I don't know what just happened there.
Oh, we're all good. Canadian company owner's pretty cool. Ah, cool. All right. We have to remain Aurora, Ontario. Ooh.
So we got a 99. It's a Squire 20th anniversary. It's kind of beat to shit. I paid $20 for it, but British Racing Green. That's why I wanted it, because of the British Racing Green. This is the last year they made this particular color. I'm going to throw some lace sensor golds in there.
Nice.
It's like, I don't need the Clapton sound.
Yeah, but it's handy then.
Yeah, it's like, do I want to be Clapton / Gilmore today? Yeah, all I need is Dynacomp, the SD1, some reverb delay. Yeah, let's do that.
Yep.
And I don't know if the camera is going to pick that up. That is whoever owned this guitar before me. Ingvade scalloped out those frets.
Oh yeah, because you need to on a Squire Strat.
Yeah, you got to
full shred.
Easy. Oh God, good pickups. Yeah, I like those pickups actually.
Not a lot of people like those. Doug's texting while driving. Easy, Doug. How does a Tim Hortons and an en route it have a drive-through? I don't know. I haven't been to a Tim Hortons in 10 years or more. I don't know. I used to go in. I remember on the way home from gigs, halfway from Toronto, there's a Tim Hortons. I'd be open all night, and they serve grilled cheese sandwiches, and I'd buy like 2 or 3 grilled cheese sandwiches to eat.
That definitely sounds like our Buc-ee's up here. They started down south. They're in the Midwest now. It's like a mini Kmart gas station. It's like everything you need when you're stoned at 3 a.m. They know.
Yep.
It's like, ooh, you guys did some market
Except
research.
to get rid of all the donuts they used to have. That's the worst part. They used to be a great donut shop, and then nope, they suck.
It's like once you get a reputation for having good donuts, it's like, well, that's a moneymaker. People come there specifically for that. Why would you switch that up? You find a cash cow, you milk it. That's just me.
Marshall Murray says, Guitar Center had a British Racing Green Jazzmaster that I almost bought.
Ooh. Ooh.
Marcel says, Peg City pickups are located in Winnipeg. Makes sense. Fantastic service. Talk to Chris about your needs. He'll make it possible. Yeah, I'm not actually making pickups anymore myself. Well, I never made them. I just designed them, and I had another guy. But I'm currently not in that market. What's up, Herb? Herb put up a cool lesson video of Donnie Iris this week, which was pretty cool. I enjoyed that. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm on the no
donuts diet because he's got to fit into the tight pants for getting on stage. We know.
This shirt used to be somewhat tight on me. No donuts for me. 60 pounds since January last year.
Nice.
Quit smoking but 4 or 5 years ago. I'm like, there's a million things in this world that I would much rather run the risk of dying from than fucking cigarettes. Cigarettes is just stupid. I just felt so stupid after I made the mistake of getting the first the vid jab. Don't want to say it because might get demonetized. YouTube's stupid that way. So I got the first Pfizer, and within 2 or 3 days, my heart. I did not need a doctor to tell me that my heart felt like it was twice the size. I'm sure it wasn't twice the size, but there was some swelling and some extreme discomfort for like weeks, months, like 6 months.
Just for reference, dropped almost an SVT head. Wow.
Ooh.
That's how much weight you lost. Oh, there you
go. Wow. When you put it that way, holy shit.
Right?
That's crazy. Yeah, and SVT head's what fucked up Newstead's shoulder.
Most people. It's a 2-man lift, that head, in my opinion.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I don't know. I just figured I've slowly been realizing that all my ideas and all my goals and shit that I wanted to do, it finally hit me over the last 10 months or so that everything that all the big ideas that I've had were all little parts of a puzzle that independently were like, oh yeah, I want to do this. I want to do this. I want to do this. Oh wait, you put it all together and holy shit, this isn't even about me. I moved to Kenosha 5 years ago. Kenosha is one of those towns that 50 years ago, everybody had a job, everybody got paid really well, and everybody took care of their families, and it was a proud blue-collar working class community. Business moved on 40 years ago. Clearly just moved the fuck on. And it's hurts me to see because there's strong, proud fucking people in this town. And they're proud of their home, they're proud of their car. It's just one of those towns that there's no money, there's no economy, and people have stories to tell. And long story short, within 3 years, like rehab an old firehouse, for example, just if I 3,000-4,000 square feet, like I really like to get an old warehouse or a factory. There's lots to close down, renovate, and turn into multiple business spaces, podcast area, video podcast area, production studio, music studio, and animal rescue. All of it feeding into a charity that puts musical instruments and cameras and basically the passions that I have that helped keep me sane during my roughest times. I'm pretty fucked up, and if these passions can help me keep my shit together,
right,
I'm going to try to help other people keep their shit together. And if they can find a leg up and a hobby, a profession, a career, a way to tell their story, to reach out and talk to the world, why not?
Mm-hmm.
Because this is one of those towns where it's, it needs a little help. And everybody's got a story to tell. And this is one of those towns where nobody's in a rush to help people tell the stories here. And fuck it. I nominate myself. And
I dig it.
5 businesses by 2028. I'm going to have, I want 2 businesses, LLCs, working by the end of the year, a third by the end of next year. By the end of the 2020s, I want to have my charity in place. I want to have the Baloo Foundation, at least in one city. Even if it's just in Kenosha, I don't care. I'm going to leave a mark.
Sure.
As a Gen Xer, I have watched. Here's a little Stephen King reference for those that know. I have watched my world move on.
Right.
I remember the face of my father. My gun shoots fucking true. I will not miss. I have shit to do. Getting healthy was part of it. Getting my head straight is a huge part of it, because if I can't get what's up here straight, I'm not going to be able to express and give out to the world what's in here.
I hear you on that.
Thoughts and words are spells. They are kinetic energy that can't be taken back. And I've wasted a lot of time doing a lot of stupid shit, and slowly micro focusing on little things. And finally, I see that those were just little puzzle pieces. It was the outline. It was the corners. Oh, there's some colors there. And all of a sudden, bam, there's all the pieces and they all fit together. And it's like, oh, none of this is about me. It's about my passions. Yes. But I'm not the only one who has these passions.
Oh, exactly.
Kenosha had one camera store when we moved here 6 years ago. There were some riots due to some, Kenosha riots. You can look it up. It was ugly. It was fucked up. But some buildings got burned down. And the one and only camera store in town, which was like 100 years old, on top of everything else, it was, a family business, generations, gone. So you've got to drive 20 miles north to go to the nearest camera store. That kind of planted the seed a little bit of, there's all these struggling businesses. If they just had somewhere to go where they could tell their story. Basically like a social media manager, a Kenosha promotion machine, a little bit of Alex Hermosi, a little bit of Cody Sanchez. If I can bring you 20% more business, you give me 5%, let's sign this shit. Once you see the money coming in, let's put it in paperwork and then in perpetuity. I'll be your social media manager. You do not have to pay me. I will continue to collect 5% of the upsell from the business that I bring in for you. You do that 20, 30, 40, 50 times, and you can retire and do what the fuck you want to do. Which for me is, hey kid, you've got a fucked up life and you want to tell your story. You don't know how to use a microphone and a camera. Come on in. I'm going to teach you. I'm going to sell it to you as absolute fucking dirt cheap as I can. And here you go. It's time for you to go tell your story. It's time for you to go make a mark, because print is dead. Television is dead. Radio is dead. Everything right now is social media. And if you don't know how to use the microphone and talk to the camera, and if you don't know how to do this stuff, you're screwed. The end. So I just feel like there's a huge opportunity that's right here in front of everybody. And it all starts with me getting my passions into the eyes of other people, because it's just one of those towns that needs something to do. Kenosha needs something to do, and I want to leave a mark. I'm not going to expect to change the world, but you know what? I've known since I was 7. It's weird. I, to this day, remember the exact moment. Like the full self-realization download hit me. Oh, Oh, you're waiting for the rest of the lessons to be over. Oh, this fucking classroom again. We've all been here before. I just didn't take good enough notes last time. All right. Pay a little better attention this time. Fucked up shit's going to happen. Okay, that's life. What are you going to do with it?
Mm-hmm.
I spent a lot of time focusing on the wrong things and being angry because I needed that as a protective measure for some of the abuses that I'd been through. Once I realized everything I'd been through, none of it was about me. I was able to completely remove myself from my trauma and my life and go, oh, this is a lesson. Plain and simple. You remove the emotion from it and you look at it and you're like, oh, this is all a trial.
Mm-hmm.
And there's nothing fucking stopping me. I don't know if it's me in Gen X. I don't know if it's watching my world move on. But this world is not what I want for my kids and their kids. And the little ripples of positivity I can put out there to change the world, even if they're small ripples, that's the kind of thing that is going to inspire somebody else. And that will inspire somebody else. And
I can relate to that.
It's, I mean, it's as silly as guitars and cameras. My passions, my hobbies, my collections. These are things that can turn into full-on rehabilitative, obsessions for people. People getting off drugs, people getting off alcohol, people come out of traumatic situations. They need something to focus on, something to not necessarily get their attention off of other things, but
sometimes you need to get distraction, though.
It's a good coping mechanism. And don't even get me started on sound.
Matt, so high. This is very deep right now. Horns.
It's been it has been an intense. I don't know if anybody else is into the metaphysical stuff, but 10 months ago, early part of April, some shit started shifting. We had 3 eclipses last year. I was deeply affected by each and every one of them, and every day is still a challenge, but I am not the same person I was a year ago. I had a full-on anger meltdown last April. Just fucking ridiculous and embarrassing. And it caused a big rift in my relationship that we're still working through. And it showed me a lot about myself, how I had been using anger as a shield, to not actually have to deal with shit. It's like, I'm just too old to be playing little kid games like this. Deal with your fucking issues, dude. Grow the fuck up. Pull your head out of your ass. Move on. Move the fuck on. And I did.
It's great to hear, Mike.
A lot of what started this for me, doing the volunteer thing, actually, to hear that, and good on you, Michael, for that. We did she came home one day with, my girlfriend works in vet med, in animal med. She came home one day like, okay, so we have, we're going to be watching 7 Kittens. And it started with one 4x4 pen, then another one, then cardboard over it, and trying to keep them in. And eventually we got a full 10x10x6 chicken coop in our living room. It took up 80% of our living room, so these cats could have room to grow and be cats. They went from feral, hissing, fighting, don't like people, to by the time they all got spayed and neutered, and we set up the appointments and people came and look at them, I was a blubbering fucking baby. I did not expect it at all. I had spent every day with these cats for 2.5 months, raising them from this big to no claws in the paws, no claws, good boy, and seeing the smiles on the faces of the kids and the families that adopted these animals out.
Marcel managed a camera store in the 80s.
Right on.
Cool.
It is a passion. That experience of seeing our 2 favorite cats that we loved out of the bunch get adopted by this family, and watching the mom walk out the door with the 3 daughters with our 2 favorite cats, the smiles on that family's faces, just
Right.
worth every tear. And it hurt to watch those cats walk out the door. And I was like, oh, this isn't about me. It's about the 15 years, upwards of 15 years of smiles and love and positivity and good moments and bad days that are going to be made better. You know, these kids are going to have this cats until they go off to college.
Mm-hmm.
Irreplaceable memories that we were a part of. And I've always been a sucker for animals. Always. Grew up on a farm surrounded by animals. Just animals fucking everywhere. It was ridiculous. It made me realize, oh, A, again, not about me. And B, that the best thing I could do is not about me. It just reinforced, caught a spiritual awakening. I just realized, you know what? None of what we go through in life is about us. It's about the lessons, what we figure out, who we are on the other side of it, and how we help those around us avoid our mistakes. And if they can't listen, they're not ready, that's fine. But those that we can lift up and make their lives better put your fucking hand out. Like when somebody falls in the pit, you pick them up.
Exactly.
We have a job. We have a job here. We have a responsibility to pick our brothers and sisters up, no matter where they're from, no matter what their problem is. We're all the same. It's all the same problem. We are ancient creatures stuck here in this place until we learn our fucking lessons. And we all need to be better and nicer, because the disharmony, this isn't what this is about. The fake news, left, right. This is all distraction, folks. Just tune it out. Go back to 432 hertz, not 440. Fuck you, Rothschild Foundation.
There we go.
That might get you demonetized. Sorry. Yeah, I'm a huge Y-Files. If anybody here doesn't watch the Y-Files, for real, do yourself a favor. Thank me later. The WHY Files. His shows are usually 30 to 45 minutes long. So incredibly well researched, written, produced. It's like a historical look at like a history's mysteries, like funky shit. It could be Anunnaki, it could be aliens, it could be just something unexplained, scientific, whatever it is. It's incredibly well done. Just smartest thing on TV, and I consider YouTube TV because it is smartest thing I see, the smartest thing I watch every week. Anyway, nice. Yeah, I'm sorry for the big old rant there, everybody. I just kind of wanted to share that. It's
nothing wrong with that.
It's been one of them.
You hear what's up? That's what's up, folks.
Yeah, nothing we go through is about us. It's about us helping everybody else as best we can.
I get it. Yeah, I'm a big believer in karma, so
I've always believed in it, but until I started doing the I'm not dead yet and don't want to deal with this later. Let's deal with this now life review of the shitty things I put people through. And, it's like all those near-death experiences you hear people talk about, you were showing how the other person felt and, what it was like for the other person. It's like, I choose to put myself through this here and now, because if I can figure out how to be a better person here, that's an exponential ripple that I don't want to have to wait till next time around. I'm here.
That's right, Matt. Doug's wife is real. Hey, Doug. We should hear a honk in about 15 minutes, folks. Just saying.
So
lay into it, Doug. No, we don't want to.
So in the next 3 to 6 months or so, I'm really hoping to start more or less doing like a channel for photography, just for tutorials and walkthroughs and how to use the equipment, rather than your typical, more of a true instructional, no bullshit. Just, hey, here's what this button does. Here's what this button, like
the engineering side as opposed to the artistic side. Yeah,
because I've got most of the Canon cameras from like their first DSLR all the way up to the EOS M and the M10. I'm not going to get into the R series until those drop down. I've got two 5D Mark IIs, full frames. I've got an EOS M, EOS M10, I've got a 7D upstairs. I got a T3i down here. That's a 50D that only works with Magic Lantern for some reason. There's too many tools for people to be able to use that are, yeah. Once you learn how to use these 2-3 tools, that's all you need to tell the world your story and find your community. And one of the things that I realized over the last couple of years, especially since COVID, is I've never really had a lot of friends. There's probably some people in the chat here that, extroverts always had a ton of friends. I'm sure some of us, we've had 3, 4, 5 friends in our whole lives. I'm one of those people. But the general kindness and well-wishing and the goodwill in the gear community is so goddamn refreshing. It really is. I mean, it's overwhelmingly
way more good people than bad in this community.
Yes.
That's for sure. Like overwhelmingly, like
uplifting. It's positive. It's, hey buddy, what's up? Hey, how you doing? It's people know about people's life events. People ask about what's going on with this, that, and the other. It's like,
speaking of which, channel members and patrons, we're celebrating Ferd Burfle's birthday this Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. So be a channel member or a patron, and you can come join the fun. We got lots of spots. His 70th.
Do a live last night, but 70. Wow, I'm not too far off. Turned 50 last night. I was gonna go live last night, but I've been meaning to go live all week. But leading up to this, just because I got so much shit to say, and it's like I can be a blabbermouth, so I'm just gonna do a bunch of short videos. But yeah, this gear community is fucking awesome, and I'm super thankful for everybody that has been nice to me in the gear chats over the years. I find watching these videos, like you were saying earlier, a new pedal or new this, that, or the other comes out. It's there's 5 or 6 videos in a row. It's the same fucking people in every video. The first debut comes out at 10, then 11, then noon. Pete Thorne's comes out at 2. Somebody else's comes out at 4 o'clock, and it's like, dude, why are we watching the 5th demo in a row of the same pedal?
Yeah,
it's Tube Screamer clone. Why are we even watching it in the first fucking place? It's because it's our passion. It's our hobby. It's what we fucking love. It's the gearheads like other gearheads. Sometimes it's just for.
And if it's a pedal demo, I've already seen like RJ's and Pete Thorne's, and then someone else brings one out. Guess what? I may have to go and do something in the kitchen, but I'll put on the video and let it play.
Yeah.
Give it the thumbs up. Let it play.
Yeah, I've been listening to a lot of not self-help, but more like, hey, wake up, pull your head out of your ass, quit looking at the distractions, figure out what you want to do and go do it, kind of type stuff. And that coupled with the events of the last year and the spiritual awakening, everything, it's like, oh man, I've wasted a lot of time and I won't be mad about it because now I know.
It's part of the journey.
Yeah. It's like, it took me 49 years to figure all this out. Awesome. It only took 49 years. Some people don't ever fucking figure out what they're here for. What their actual passion is, what they want to do, how they want to make a mark, how they want to give back. I don't want to be rich. I don't want to change the whole world. I just want to put some fucking good vibes out there, give some people some coping tools, hobby, profession, just offset some of the shit because the world is full of shit, and any little bit of shovels that we can hand people to help them clear their path.
That's right.
We're just here to empower everybody else. And I want to start several businesses, all in the same, community-minded stuff. Profit, of course, because
sure,
I've got to live, got to eat.
Marcel just became a channel member. Awesome, Marcel.
Right on. Yeah, I've just got shit to do, and it's a bunch of little baby steps. And
he's going to be 68 in March.
Oof. So that's what's before Gen X. Gen X was 60. Oh, that is still Gen X, isn't it? 65 to 80.
Yeah, I do believe.
Yeah, my girlfriend and I were talking about this. There's like subsects of the different generations, like
right,
early, mid, late. But anyway, I just want to say thanks to the
Great
community
neighbor in the house.
for being cool. Thanks for everybody being good. Thanks for everybody giving a shit about your fellow human being. It's nice to have a community of people who actually care. In this day and age, things have gotten so pissy and mean. It's beyond refreshing to have friends you can count on consistently, being nice and positive and saying what's up, and just a great community. I guess that's it.
Blue Mox's pizza and vodka. Sure. All right. There we go. I like that.
Yeah, I've been on low carb, trying to eat much better than I previously used to. My diet mostly consists of like tuna, eggs, and cottage cheese now.
It's hard.
It's not tasty, but 60 pounds, can't argue. The results are there.
Yeah, I know.
Got below 240. I'm like, I'm like 237. Fuck yeah. I mean, it was like that Jim Carrey moment where I'm like,
I get it.
Man. I was like, I haven't been 240 since the 90s. Maybe
That's right. That community is awesome. It's an honor to be a part of it, right? I agree.
Yeah, there's only a handful of people that channel members for. And you're obviously one of them. There's a guy that anybody here listen to Bandrew? He does a lot of audio stuff, mostly mics.
I'm not aware.
Yeah, his
you and me both, Marcel.
His.
I grew up with the hippie generation because my parents were hippies, basically.
See, that's the thing about Gen X is that people don't understand is why we're so feral, yet we blend in. We had to blend in so we didn't get beat, but we were feral because the parents were out fucking working and making a living and had other shit to do other than watch our dumbasses. Mm-hmm. So we got the best and the worst of both worlds. It's like, we got, it's like we got away with stuff, which made us good criminals, which made us, smarter adults as we got older and realized, we shouldn't have done that, but now we can take that skill and use it for good.
Which works great in the punk rock scene, that do it yourself, DIY, because nobody else is going to fucking do it.
If I had $1 for every guitar I've stripped apart, oh my God.
Right.
Too many. I actually have an acoustic that's firewood.
That's right, because we drank from the water hose and made our own beefaroni.
Yeah. Double wide. I'm not the only one, I'm sure. Yeah, I had grew up in a double wide 375 acres. We had about 15 acres of garden. That's part of the reason why my knees are shot now. Guess who had garden duty? Right. I hate green beans. I can't fucking eat green beans to this day. Fuck you, green bean. Every last one of you. Yeah, can't do it. Yeah, we were something about Gen X. We've got a little bit more gumption, a little more do-it-yourself because, like you said, nobody else was gonna.
Nope.
I mean, I built scavenged parts for, a 10-speed when I was a kid. No, I didn't get one for Christmas. It's like, all right, here's one, the broken ass end. Here's some wheels off this one. All right, well, I'll make it work. It's like nowadays. It's like,
my first bike came from a police auction, and it wasn't a complete bike.
Well, that sucks. Slash is kind of cool. I like police auctions.
Yeah, that was my dad's, and then he fixed it up enough, and then which started out as your kind of sidewalk cruiser. Then when BMX bikes became cool, he just converted it to a BMX bike. It was not converted to a BMX bike. That frame weighed 3 times as much as any BMX bike.
Yeah, you weren't doing any tricks on that thing.
No. What's up, Nelson?
Yeah. What's up? Yeah, I've got a camera that I bought about 6 months ago. It's an not old really. It's a 2012 Sony FS700R. It was a cinema camera. Shoots 960 frames per second.
Wow.
Yeah. But it gets a little potato cam looking at that kind of frame rate, but it'll shoot 4K 120. It'll shoot 1080p at 240 frames a second. So you can slow that down and still get super crispy. But it's it's got like all the buttons and switches and shit. Sometimes you just gotta spend a little bit more to get that quality because sometimes you just have to.
I agree with that. It's interesting. Just in the last 5 years, it seemed like with gear, I've become less interested in that's a great bang for the buck too. No, I just want something nice. Like,
you can buy 10 Amazon pedals, or you can
exactly
get something nice, well designed, well made, well built.
And once I bought a bunch of nice stuff, guess what? I think I bought 2 or 3 pedals in the last 2 years. Because I'm like, I'm good. I found my tone. I enjoy it. I'm good.
In pedals that surprised me edition, the big bottom is it's a tube screamer, but thick with a couple Ks. All right. Okay.
Nice.
If you're not a fan of the tube screamer, strongly recommend getting this. It's got a mid shift volume tone drive. It's like a tube screamer, but it's like an octave lower. It's not a box of cardboard. It's a box of belch. Blah, blah. Yeah. It's good for the genty stuff, for the down tune. It's almost like, remember when they had the 7, not the 7 series, but the Tone Lock series. Yeah, one of them was like 7th Heaven or something, made specifically for 7 strings.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like this, but this is way more usable, and it's
nice,
like 15 pounds. Yeah, this is easily double the weight of the Tone Lock. But yeah, sometimes I forgot where I was going with that. ADD. It's not just letters.
Quality. Let's go with
quality.
That.
Yeah.
Quality. Yeah.
Yeah, like I had
vintage gear.
Yeah, I had a computer crap out of me yesterday. Do the blue screen of death. This is why yesterday was so incredibly frustrating for me, because I wanted to go live. It was like, all right, well, my Asus router was dying. Didn't know it. It was dying. I get my Netgear, try to get that one going, get it finally set up after 3 hours, 2 hours on the phone with my cable provider, get a tech set up to come out today and do some stuff. And they ended up getting me a brand new Wi-Fi router. I pitched enough of a bitch, and they finally did it. I'm like, I've been here 6 years, and you're just going to get $80 a month, and all I have is a modem? Really? No. You're upgrading me, and I'm getting a Wi-Fi router. Because I didn't want to tell them that I had killed one and the other one died. It's like, I had a computer die. 2 routers go out on me yesterday. It's like, God damn it. This stuff is not hard to do. Hooking up a router, pretty basic. Log into it, turn off DHCP, change the logins, you're done. So it was so incredibly frustrating. It's like, sometimes I absolutely love tech, but sometimes when tech doesn't do the thing it's supposed to do, ooh-wee. Super, super frustrating.
Yeah, I have a short fuse for tech in that respect.
That's why it's like, this was a little frustrating tonight with the camera thing. I don't know if it's my switcher or what. Of course, the computer I'm using also is also plugged into a docking station, so I'm running 2 extra screens I have nothing on right now. That's probably eating up all my RAM, which is more than likely good reason why I'm kind of glitchy and freezy.
Seems to be pretty smooth overall.
Yeah. What's this?
We'll go a couple more minutes here, folks. If you have any last-minute questions, comments, concerns, get them on in. I feel sorry for you, Nelson. Nobody should be forced to watch a Drugly video. Speaking of dick holding posers, what?
Not gonna lie, when he gets that, if he ever gets the museum open, I'm gonna go. Not gonna lie. I mean, she got 1,000 Gibsons on file. I want to go see him.
I get that.
Not that I want to give.
I knew that would get Matt going. That's his favorite phrase in the world: dick holding posers.
Dick holding posers.
Like when calling him a poser just isn't enough.
Dick holding poser. Nice.
Dick holding poser. Yeah. Exactly. We still don't know how we're going to put it into an emoji for a DHP, but
maybe like a GI Joe with the kung fu grip.
Good.
Yeah, just
just the hand. Just the hand. Yep. For those who know.
Just kung fu grip.
Yeah. Well, I think of it. I'll mention I'll be back tomorrow night with Canucks with Guitars, playing some music, giving away some channel memberships, bad album covers, of course. And then I don't know what's coming out for demos this week because I haven't shot them yet. I got to go do that tomorrow, hopefully. So, yeah. Or Tuesday. One or the other. I'll shoot some demos. They'll be out by Wednesday.
At some point this week, I'm actually going to, after almost a year of looking at it, this was a server rack. I chopped it in half, painted it black, and all this stuff, which has chock full of rack stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Finally going to do Nice Rack episode 1.
Nice.
So wheels and shit. It's like, oh, it's going to be all pretty.
I'll like that.
Okay, which one today?
Touring will enjoy that.
Yeah, I had it before. I had it set up going long ways, but it was like it's just way too unwieldy. It takes up way too much space. Like I only need the ends. So basically, I end up with 2 rack servers, so I end up with like 84 rack spaces. Just chop out the middle, throw away the middle. Okay, paint it black, put some boards on it, put some little feet on it so it's nice and stable. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm finally ready to launch my happy place.
I like it. Speaking from a happy place. For this is my happy place, folks. Oh, and thank you, Trev. Yeah, it's an idea. Hour and a half in. Let's put a link to
Thanks, buddy.
this channel in there. Folks should check it out. You can go and subscribe now. We should probably wrap things up because I gotta, I don't know, stuff, folks. Stuff because
stuff and crap to do.
Yeah. Yeah, it's only about 3 months till set up the cornhole boards. Yeah. Well, I don't know, Mark. Jesus, it hasn't been 20 below all month, so it might be sooner. Hard to say.
I appreciate that, Patrick. So, you guys going to be on ESPN for the cornhole again this year?
Doug just did a tournament in Quebec for. I think they just live stream it now. It's not on TV.
Okay.
So mostly on Facebook and YouTube. Yeah, any tournaments in Canada now, they send Doug to do the play-by-play and the cameras and all that. And
right on.
He's having a blast. Right on.
See, it's kind of, yeah, it's good for him. Right on. Taking a passion, and sometimes your passion is turned into something else. That's awesome. Good on him.
That's true. And he's been doing it
for Chiefs.
Almost as long as I've been doing YouTube. Argonauts, Cheech. Always Argonauts. Oldest football franchise in North America. Just saying.
Oh, thank you. CD Nelson 87. I swear to God, I'm actually going to start posting again. And I had one of my fits of anger a couple of years ago. I deleted most of my content, which beyond stupid. Because I don't have backup of it. Didn't have backup of it, but whatever.
I don't know. I've had almost 2,000 or over 2,000 videos, I think, at this point. I'm not sure.
I'm going to get there.
A few of them are even good, folks. I'm just saying.
Yeah, eventually I'm going to get to... I'm trying to get myself a little bit more educated on Discord, because I want to be able to basically, if you, Ben, wanted to test out one of my pedals, you could plug into Discord 2 channels, one with your guitar into an interface. That comes out of my computer from my 16 unit rack unit there, and one of those outputs goes into a pedal, goes back into Discord, and whatever pedal that you're plugged into on my side comes back out on your side, and you hear it go into your amp.
Nice. What's up, Steve Brand?
Literal virtual pedal board.
Interesting.
So yeah, that's yeah. Oh, in 5 years, that's going to be huge. That's going to be huge. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
What's
with the bandwidth?
Airbnb for pedals. Yeah, I literally see like a server farm kind of deal.
Although I know somebody that it does the Discord there, Matt of McCollum Music. There, he knows about Discord, right, Matt?
If I understand correctly, you can set up multiple channels, one for audio, one for video and audio. So like, a person could just like we're doing here, audio, video, and then
sure.
I think that would be almost kind of like the OU812 community. Like those guys were always doing the live jams. Somebody's got a pedal, somebody else wants to hear. I mean, come on, how fucking cool is that? Literally plugging into somebody else's pedal around the fucking world.
I dig it.
There's going to be a little bit of a lapse, but if you can dry record it into the guitar straight into the computer, just like a DI track. Well, just play the DI track.
Thank you, Ed. Appreciate that, my friend. So, yeah, awesome. I look forward to that, amongst other things. So, everybody, I hope you all enjoyed tonight's show. We know Ed did. That's all my
Yeah.
If you haven't already, please hit that like. It helps a fella out. Algorithms. I don't know. Digital stuff. I'm told by my YouTube overlords that it helps. I don't know.
Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Especially if you know somebody that is into this sort of stuff that isn't aware of the show yet. Send them a link. It's an awesome place to hang out.
It is. It's a great way to kill a Sunday evening.
But it's not your community. It's not just about watching
exactly,
demos.
Chris.
That's the front door. Once you're in the door, you're like, oh shit, this is a cool place. I like these people.
Exactly. So as always, hold those doors open. Let Paint Namer in heady in traffic. Just because. Be good to each other because Doug's wife is real. What's up, Michael Kroos? All right, easy. I'd probably bring it all down. I can't handle it.
You've got the whole thing? That's awesome. I've only got 2 or 3 of the
great to be back, Nelson. Awesome. And Dale Boyle music right at the end. There we are. So be good to each other as a happy tone chasing. Of course, like I say, Doug's wife is real. And of course, don't let her.